I'm Chad Trevos.
And I'm Dooner.
And we're coming to you in Chicago, November 12th through 13th at the McCormick Center.
At FreightWaves Live, and we're bringing our podcast, What the Truck, the deep dish pizza of freight. Go to FreightWaves.com and get your tickets now.
Welcome to This Week in Sonar. I'm Craig Fuller here with Zach Strickland. Zach, who you got?
So we got Carolina this weekend. It used to be a good game. Maybe it is again. I don't know.
It might be competitive,
yeah.
not for the reasons you would want it to be.
Exactly.
But good luck this weekend.
What about
Baylor has
Baylor?
off.
Oh,
Yes,
nice
we have
bye
West
week.
Virginia on Halloween.
Well, there are a couple of big games for you to watch regardless. We got Auburn LSU. I know you're into the SEC, huge SEC fan. and,
Don't do that to me.
And Michigan Notre Dame, which is a traditional matchup.
I am much more of a non-SEC fan than I am. But excited to see where we've still got a couple of weeks left. So, But we're here to talk Sonar.
Yeah, we got
do
a
like
lot.
talking football. It's an excuse we use. But this is all about rail.
We got a lot of rail data this week. A lot of
Train,
rail data.
man. What we got here?
Man, so the first off, we have railroad tariff and fuel surcharges by grain crop. So you know that the commodities on the rails, huge section of what rails move, other than intermodal, which is obviously the largest. But we have that in there, as well as now train speeds by commodity. These are all organized by the big railroads. So you can go in there and you can see how fast they're moving. You know, it's a huge point of contention among shippers is how fast are the rails
Why
moving.
would you care? Why do people care?
Why do people care about train speeds? Because
Yeah.
it's service.
Okay.
Yeah, service. If they
So
don't,
you see deterioration in speed, it means that there's
it means that they're sacrificing service for cost.
Got it. Okay.
So, and
Got it.
also in the summer, the heat heats up the rail, and you get bend in the railroads, and they can
Got it.
derail.
Okay. So you've got rail data, rail lanes, a ton of rail lanes. And
Yeah.
speed. These are lane-driven data points.
No, not all. These are not all lanes. That the first two that I just talked about are lane-driven and
Okay.
by X market. The upcoming ones, however, originated and received carload volumes by commodity are both are organized just by the railroads themselves.
They're railroads by like BN and UP. I can see how they're
BNSF,
doing it on,
UP.
like, coal.
How much are they receiving? How much are they originating? You know, because they do have interchange agreements.
Got it.
So it's
I
important
mean,
to see where
it
those
looks
are coming.
like everything you could ever want to know about rail is
It is
right here.
It is an insane
I mean,
amount
it's
of rail
like
information.
grain mill products,
Yeah.
rail car loadings.
Yeah, and there's commodity information in there too. So even if you're not interested in the rail, you can see, you know, scrap metal, for instance, huge indication for how much industrial production's happening. I mean, it's
Fertilizer,
yeah.
if you really care.
I do
That's-
this time of year because
You
my
do.
yard's dead.
Oh yeah, it's true. Motor vehicles and equipment rail. I mean, look, there are hundreds. It looks like hundreds of different data sets on rail.
You could spend all
coming in.
day researching the rails.
That sounds like an exciting time for a Sunday. I don't watch the NFL. The No Fun League is not mine. I will dive into the rail data.
Dive into the rail on Sunday.
Getting to rail dwell times by commodities.
Yeah,
What
and-
else is that? What is that all about?
So basically, if you know you're sitting there waiting on your, you know, to get loaded on the rail, how much dwell time are you spending there? How much time is the train sitting there getting loaded or unloaded? And that's a big thing for any of the bulk carriers out there.
Rail fuel surcharge.
Yep. So if they're charging you too much, that's a regulation issue, and you could have potential lawsuits.
Got it.
Yeah.
And rail dwell time by market.
Yeah. So dwell time now it's just an organization of dwell time, so you can see it by different markets across the country.
Rail dwell by company.
Yeah. BNSF, UP, all the big guys, all the class
Picking on
ones.
BNSF, but we have CSX.
CSX
data,
as well.
data.
Yeah.
All
the big
class
guys.
ones.
Yeah. Canadian
Rail
National.
volumes grouped by international and domestic.
So this is just a reorganization of an existing data set we have. So you know the 20s, 40s, and 45-foot containers are internationally originated. That's not an American thing. You have your 53-footers and your 48-footers, which are more domestically driven.
This will be the deepest set of rail data on the planet.
It's a lot. It's
think.
a lot. Yeah.
I would argue.
Yeah.
This is coming. Look, we've got not only this type of rail data, but we've got the intermodal point-to-point pricing. We've got there's a ton of rail activity. It's raining rail right now.
Yeah, and rail is a good proxy for understanding how the economy is moving as well.
Yeah, it's an important, very important sector. I'm really pumped about that. I mean, look at these lists. You can't even see it. It's like 0.6 font.
And And I had to consolidate it down from that. It was actually like a 4-page document.
It's hundreds of new data sets coming in.
Yeah, and there's one more that's not rail driven.
Yep.
This is the Drury Global Maritime Volume. It basically measures, is the Global Composite Index, and it measures the total volume of maritime shipping in the world.
Got it.
So the global economy is driven largely by a lot of these container movements.
That's a fascinating
Yeah.
move. Check it out. It's a ton of data, as Zach said. This is like 6-point font. As Zach described, there's a ton of stuff coming into Sonar. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for FreightWaves. We dive into Sonar updates every single week. We also do things like our weekly rate update with JP and I go into it. And then we do interviews with Fuller Speed Ahead, FreightWaves Now, Off the Supply Chain, and a lot more shows coming at you. We're going to be broadcasting live from FreightWaves Live. Exactly.
Makes sense.
Exactly. If you haven't got tickets, get those tickets today. We're launching Sonar 5.0. I can't tell you how incredibly beautiful it is and awesome it is in terms of the data. It is awesome. I said that.
You did. I think it's going to be pretty great.